I feel like my sadness, they react to my sadness with anger, which
Yeah, that's
makes
a
me,
big one.
which makes me sadder and makes me less likely to talk out my sadness with somebody that I care about.
Yeah.
Because now I'm sad and you're angry that I'm not expressing why I'm sad to you,
Yeah.
and your anger is making me less likely to express why I'm sad to you, and now we have this.
It's a vicious cycle. Okay, it's rolling. And we're back with another What's Your Ness podcast. Oops, and I'm not wearing the shirt, but I do have my hella comfortable Ness Culture socks on today. They're a little dirty because I haven't swept in a while. I'm joined here, I'm Spenny, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Alexander the Great, Ness Culture. And we're here to talk about your Ness. So, Alex, what's your Ness?
Life's been lifing lately, bro. Life's been definitely lifing.
Mm-hmm.
And I started doing this podcast with you, bro, because you're my guy, and I love doing this with you. And I didn't realize how therapeutic seeing these episodes and seeing these clips and stuff really are for me. But I still kind of been like really down, bro. So
Damn.
I feel like this is a perfect time for us to have like a good me and you, a real Spenny and Alex talk.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so today, our Ness is sadness, bro.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a real Ness that a lot of people out there experience on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
In this day and age, and and all throughout history, I think sadness is part of the human experience.
Facts.
So
Facts. Real talk.
yeah. So I guess should I get the definition pulled up here?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Sadness. The feeling of being unhappy, especially because something bad has happened. Yeah. And I think especially because something bad has happened, but it's not always. Sometimes you just feel sad.
Yeah.
It just hits you and you just feel sad.
Yeah, and that's like the crazy thing about it is like sometimes you don't even know why.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't like me personally. I'll speak on my personal battle with sadness and stuff. It's like just sometimes I wake up and I don't feel like me.
Yep.
And that makes me feel a certain way. And then I've noticed that people that are close to me tend to take it personally. It's like, why are you acting funny?
Yeah.
And it's like now my sadness is about them, and I'm the type of person that I don't like to push my sadness off on other people. So
Yeah.
I just kind of take the verbal abuse. It's like, oh, you're fucking tripping. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm fucking tripping. Like,
Yeah. Whatever.
yeah, because I'm just that guy.
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
that,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
No. I mean, it's definitely, and then because that can, if you take that too much to heart, that can then just increase the sadness of like, people reacting to your sadness, and then it just snowballs.
Yeah. So I got a question for you, Spenny, because like just going through this little stint of sadness, it really had me thinking, because it's not like no one's checking on me or asking about me and shit like that. Like I have people who care about me and things of that nature. But think about this, bro. When's the last time somebody asked you how you feel and you were honest about it? Because the normal, hey, how you feel? Oh man, I'm good. I'm great.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I usually say I'm chilling because you can still be sad and chilling, and that way I'm not lying. I've actually thought this through. I've incorporated this because, like, you can, shit. I can be fucking a little baked on the couch, fucking weeping, a little sad about something. I'm still chilling, kind of. I mean, I'm not like chilling, but I'm like, I'm chilling,
Yeah.
So I usually, but the point that you're making, I think, is that sadness, a lot of the times you don't just outright tell people that you're feeling shitty, that you're feeling sad.
Yeah, but like you said, but still, I respect your answer. Like you said, it's a way you kind of, but yeah, still, you didn't give them a direct real answer. You kind of you found a workaround.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah. So when's the last time somebody asked you how you feel and you were actually honest?
I mean,
yeah, that's hard, huh?
yeah. Well, occasionally, usually, there's a little bit of liquor involved. You get a little loosened up and
A little what they call it, lubricated.
Yeah, a little socially lubricated. And I think, yeah, not often. I think very often it's you kind of avoid it because you don't want to open that can of worms with everybody. But sometimes when you're with people and you're comfortable and with the right person, you can be like, well, this is what's going on, and I'm not doing too great. But I can't really think of like the last time specifically, other than, I mean, I don't know, on here sometimes, before some episodes, I've been honest with you about some of the weird shit that has gone on recently. But yeah, what about you? When's the last time somebody asked you how you feel and you were honest with them?
I don't know if I've ever been honest with somebody when they asked me how I feel.
Really?
Literally, like you said, like I never thought it through to not lie, but I had responses, and people's reaction to the responses made me feel good, so I just kept giving that response.
Yeah.
And people ask me how I feel, and I tell them sexy as fuck. like if we're texting, because it looks funnier through text.
Yeah.
It's like hey Alex, how you been? I'm sexy AF.
you
know?
Go. Yeah.
And then in person, people like, hey, so how are you doing? Fucking awesome. And and I think it makes me feel good to make other people feel good. So their reaction to it, like, what? No one ever says something like as jovial as that,
Yeah.
It's usually like, I'm good, I'm fine. But I'm like, fucking awesome. And people just like, that's great.
Yeah.
And I get joy out of them feeling better, but it doesn't actually make me feel any better.
Yeah.
So it's like me trying to make sure that I keep the world happy, but I'm not necessarily tending to my personal needs or doing what I need. So like I said, I don't know, because I don't know who I would call if I really don't feel good. Like I probably have like one friend, but she's so upbeat, I wouldn't want to drop my shit at her doorstep.
Yeah.
So it's like still in my mental health, I'm still thinking about others.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I personally need to find a balance with that.
Yeah.
I got to find something. I need to find a outlet or people to outlet with, or I need to figure that out. Because like I said, when we were starting this, and I'm like, when I don't know if I've ever been honest when somebody asked me how I felt. Because I don't know if I feel safe enough to be honest with someone.
That's a key part of it, I think. I mean, for me, I have, but I've also had life experience where, they gives you motivation to not want to open up to people, because when you're in that vulnerable state, then people might get some information out of you that then later they end up
weaponizing
using.
it.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Yeah,
I'm like I feel like a lot of humans, because they're hurt also, they want to show you that you're hurt. So when you give them ammo, they weaponize it. And they weaponize it at what it seems like the worst times.
Yeah.
Because you're in a vulnerable space, and you may have said something that upset them, and now they want to get you back because of how they feel.
Yeah, and you happen to have told them something months back that was personal, and then now it's like, yeah. No, it's... So, yeah, I definitely get the caution with that. I mean, I have some people that I sometimes can talk to. I mean, being here talking about stuff I think is helpful. And have you ever considered like talking to a therapist? You ever look for a therapist or do anything like that just to spill, have that outlet like you're saying, have someone that will just listen?
Yeah, I've considered it, but I haven't put any effort into it because maybe part of my sadness is like I need to be doing more and I need to be doing better. So then it's like inside of me doing more and doing better, where do I slide out of time for mental health?
Yeah.
Fuck my mental health. I need to be making more money. I need to be making more accomplishments. I need to be going more places and doing more things.
Yeah. It's the American way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I haven't. I mean, I've had like some. I've never had like a long, consistent therapist. I've had like some little things from some shit I went through some years ago. But it would be good to to get one. But like you said, I mean, there's so much just in the daily life that you have to deal with. It's kind of hard to carve out that time, and the resources and energy to do that. But I do find this therapeutic, and
Yeah.
spending time with quality people that and learning how much because you still need to have that outlet and divulge information and personal information. That's what therapy is, I think, and having people that can be trusted, and but also knowing maybe I'll just tell them this and that, and omit some other parts that I might not want to be brought up later. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like because of the weaponizing thing. So I mean that's kind of how I've dealt with it. Sometimes also exercising too can help. Sometimes helps me, but it's hard to get motivated to exercise when you're sad.
Yeah. And that's my whole thing about it. It's like you said, you exercise, when you're sad or something like that. But what kind of gets me is like, have you ever noticed why you get sad, like, or why you've gotten sad, like in that moment, like, oh shit, like I feel sad. Has it ever like dawned on you why you were sad? Barring a family member passing away, or some of the other things, but just like I said, you woke up in a funk, and does it ever dawn on you like why you got sad?
Yeah, sometimes I don't know. I mean, a lot of it I think ties into bad stuff that's happened in the past, or maybe like regrets about, for some reason I wake up thinking about, I should have done this, that, or the other, or I should have, or you have a dream about something that brings up something from the past that you hadn't thought of in a while, and you just wake up like, fuck. Like, I've had that happen a few times.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. How about you? Have you noticed why you get sad?
No, like I said, I feel like I suppress my sadness more times than I actually like roll into it. So I think I kind of avoid the reason, because then it makes it real.
Yeah.
Like it's like if you actually pinpoint why you're sad, now you can deal with it. It's like, oh no, I don't want to deal with this right now. I still have to pick up my daughter, or I had to pay some bills, or I need to make some more money because I actually don't have enough money to cover things, or man, I really need to do X, Y, and Z because X, Y, and Z is actually going to build up something for later, but it's not going to do anything for me right now, but I need to do it. And that's kind of my cycle with sadness. It's like avoid it until it's like too heavy to hold, and then I just kind of like, I don't know. I like to deal with my own problems, so I kind of like just go into myself and figure it out. And then, some people feel some type of way about it, and then I just try to deal with it in time without losing too many people.
Yeah. I think, too, like, desires tied a lot to it. And when I was super depressed, like a little while ago, I was like, I know I don't want to feel this way. I keep feeling this way. I need to get out of this funk. And there was just like on YouTube, it was some like Buddhist like meditation about sadness and grief or whatever. And one of the mantras was that, I forget exactly what it was, but the essence of it was that suffering cannot exist without desire. And like, so you meditate on like releasing desire, and not to say that like you can't have desires, because we all have desires, like we're human, that's what makes us. But it's, I think a lot of sadness and disappointment sometimes gets tied up in when we have this idealized version of how our life is supposed to go, or something we want to get done, and life's a crazy path with twists and turns and bumps in the road, and it's not going to always get there. So being able to let go of that and not be so hard on yourself about having, I need to do this, I need to do that, and just not like permanently in life, but just in those meditative moments. It was like a interesting way to look at it and sort of mitigate some of those feelings, but not a fix all. But
I appreciate that word, bro, because like you said, just in some of what I know my sadness is tied to right now is just me not being as far along on a certain journey as I expected myself to be.
Oh, yeah.
Or as I want myself to be.
Oh, that's big for me too, yeah.
But if I go back 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and I look at where I'm at, in this current situation, it's night and day. It's so much better.
Yeah.
It's so much better when I really go back and think about it. Like, because it's been at points where I didn't have hundreds of dollars. Like 5-6 years ago. Like I was just like, I was trying to figure out some shit. Yeah. Some shit that I was doing stopped working, and I needed to figure out a new way of getting things done. And then I also was working on building something with my brother and my best friend. And like I said, life wasn't great for me, but I feel like I was planting seeds. And then I got out of that, and like I said, I want things to be better and further along than they are, but they're definitely better than they were. Like if I just went on a scale of where I was to where I am, it's night and day.
Yeah.
You know, and I probably need to be a little more appreciative of that. Like you said, that desire to want to be doing better is always there.
Yeah. But
then I also need to balance that with some appreciation for where I'm at.
Exactly. Because it can be, you know, it's obviously a good motivator, but when you start to spiral, if getting sadness, like, oh, I'm not accomplishing this much and that much, and you forget about all the things to be grateful for, then that makes the sadness, helps the sadness trickle in, I think. And now, do you think sadness is more about the environment or the individual?
Man, I'm a big guy on just like taking responsibility for what you're going through. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to personally say it's more about the environment. And I know it sounded like I was going individual, but I'm going to say it's more about the environment. And I'm going to say it because if you are personally a very perky and jovial person and stuff, but then the environment you're in is just always slinging negativity at you, any human's going to crack in that environment. Eventually, you know, the strongest of us crack in that environment, you know? Mm-hmm. So an individual can only do so much. And then, like I said, we're not talking about people who are, you know, clinically bipolar or any of these other, you know, mental health issues. We're talking about just, you know, people on the brim doing their thing, you know, just going through life, you know. And is it your fault or is it your environment's fault? And what can you do about either or? And I think people should focus more on putting themselves in a better environment. You know, because if you're positive but you're around nothing but negative things, eventually the negativity is going to filter itself into your life. So if you think that you're a very positive individual, you need to find very positive environments to be in. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that has more weight on it, because even if you're sad, if you're always around people, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. It doesn't fit, and you start to warp to your environment. Yeah, and it's just the what is it called? Just the communal creatures humans are. You know, so I personally think that your environment has more to do with your sadness than your personal views as an individual.
Absolutely.
Well, what do you think, bro?
Well, I think also it can be both, because, you know, you could be in what seems like a very positive environment, but you know, there's some stuff internally you're dealing with, and maybe you don't want to upset that environment by bringing your sadness to it, and it just makes all the positivity seem fake and disingenuous. And
wow,
you know, maybe,
that's real. That's a real thing.
I mean, I've definitely felt that in certain places I've worked, certain places I've been, where I'm just like, I need to remove myself. Like, I don't know, I'm just gonna bring this down, or this is bumming me out. Like, why are people so stoked on this? I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
yeah, I feel like in the jealousness episode we kind of spoke on a little bit of that. Like you said, somebody else being happy can make you feel bad, and you have to catch that shit. Yeah, you know. And sometimes you're not ready to deal with it, like we were saying in the jealousness episode, and you may feel like you need to pull yourself out of this situation because all this happiness seems fake and phony, and now you're putting a negative connotation on something that's actually positive. Yeah. So now you need to pull yourself out of this environment so you can get yourself kind of back together or deal with whatever you had to deal with.
Yep.
And maybe those just aren't your people, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Not necessarily.
yeah.
Not necessarily relationship, like jobs and stuff too. Like
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I'm just talking about just being in the environment of people. Like I said, it could be job, it could be going out. You know, it may be a party scene, and you just like these people are they're too fucking positive. Like it's fucking with my vibe.
Yeah.
And then maybe you need to pull yourself out of it, and maybe that's not your vibe. Maybe you can be happy but not be, so upbeat. And maybe upbeat is not your thing,
Yeah.
Maybe from what's the shit called? Upbringing, just how you were raised, you're it's like a buyer beware thing. Cause I know that from like people from my demographic. It's like you always have to watch everything. Everybody and everything is out to get you. So then you find somebody who's happy and it's like, what do you want from me? Like, why? How are you trying to manipulate me? Like this?
What's the motivation?
Yeah, what's your motivation for being happy around me? Like, I have to watch you. Yeah, I know. I've seen you come in before.
Yeah,
trying to take something from me.
Yeah,
and it's just a person that might not have gone through all the things you've gone through in your life.
Yeah,
and they're just happy. They just live it.
She's happy, ma. She's singing. Tony Soprano. Anyways, no, I think I totally agree with that. Like it's individual and environment. It just depends on, what's going on inside you and what you're comfortable to express to the people around you. And if it's an environment where everyone's very upbeat, happy, joyful, but something just feels off within you, that's something I think that the individual has to address, and it's not that current environment making them sad. Maybe it's a previous environment that has affected them as an individual. So, yeah.
Well, as a man, do you think you're allowed to show sadness? Like
Did you just assume my gender?
No, I've seen it.
Oh.
Your hair.
Okay.
Your beard.
Oh, yeah.
Are you on testosterone? Let me know, bro.
You never know. But as a man,
since 13, no, I didn't meet you at 13. I met you at what, 16, 17?
Yeah, I was 16 when I met you guys. Yeah.
But you was babyface back then.
Yeah.
But what's up?
But as a man, allowed to show sadness? You're asking?
Yes.
Well, I think everyone can show what they want, but what the question really gets at, and something that
social.
What I've kind of learned the hard way sometimes is that not really. I mean, you are in certain respects. I think that's why therapy is good, because it's a place where everyone needs that outlet. But I think definitely in society, even though there's a lot of talk, like there's been a lot of talk in recent years about, men have emotions, men can be sad, but it's still, even with the people that might preach that, you express that, it sends some kind of subtle signal. People look at you different, and it can affect. I think. I mean, I don't know. I kind of experienced it firsthand when I went through some heavy shit, like I don't cry in front of anybody, bro. Like,
like you said, people see you as less of a man for being human.
Yeah.
In those situations, and that like you said, that's personal experience. Like you said, because I'm a very cautious individual just from upbringing. So like I said, I'll test the water. I'll put my toe in it and express a feeling. And if I get a negative feedback from just testing the water, I'm not putting my foot in it.
Yeah. No.
Once the toe is in and the waters are frigid, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I don't have to do this. I'll sit on the side and suntan.
Yep.
I'm not jumping in that water.
Yeah.
Because I already see that people ask for things, but they don't really know what they are. And they think they want things that they don't really want. So it's like, oh, I want my man to tell me everything about his feelings and what he's going through, and then you get it, and it's like, oh my God, like why is he?
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah. Like,
it's brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. And it sounds funny, and we're laughing a little bit, but that's a real life interaction with a woman.
Yeah.
So you do have to always hold yourself up, even if you're in a situation where you need to hold your significant other up.
Yeah.
In the same breath, because you can't ever be seen as weak because you are the protector and strength of your situation.
Yeah, and it's kind of built in, like, and that's the thing, and that's what I think that's sort of been the way it was for a while, and I think in recent years there's kind of been this, like, no, like, guys have emotion, guys can cry, like, it's okay, but it's so ingrained, I think, in people's subconscious, and, you know, when you see a guy crying, yeah, it's just, ooh, like, it makes people weirded out.
Yeah, and one way I like to say it on the internet is that men have emotions, but men shouldn't be emotional. And I don't think humans are ready for that understanding of that balance. Because I try to explain to women all the time, it's like yes, your man should never be emotional, but he's human. Like, the things that you feel, he feels that shit too.
Yeah.
He's just, as a man in this society, not socially, because that's what I'm saying, not socially allowed to express it, especially on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It may be able to leak through for a quick second, but he better snap it back.
Yep.
Or the perception of him will not be as he wants to be perceived.
Yeah.
And that's kind of sucks, but that's life.
Yeah. No, it's like a shit. You gotta freaking learn. Sometimes you learn it the easy way, usually the hard way, and it's like, yeah, it's not great. But I don't know. I mean, I think maybe some social things will change. I wonder if, like, in other cultures, if, like, other countries, like, if it's a similar thing. I feel like it might be, but I'm not
I don't know. I think it might not be, because I feel like, and like I said, I haven't been to very many different cultures. I did go to China, and I like the way China's just family hierarchy was set up.
How's that?
So look at while I was out there, this is what I witnessed. Being in Shenzhen, China, being on the subway system, going out and getting food and stuff. This is what I seen as a conscious human that's very observant. The people who are in our age bracket, fucking 20 to, we'll say 45, 50, they're out getting it. They're all out working. They're doing whatever they have to do to provide for the family, and they're getting everything done, and they're working jobs and doing odd jobs, and they're moving. They're all moving.
Yeah.
Fast, right? And then they have the elders. And the elders stay with the family.
Yeah.
But these elders look after their children.
Yeah.
And in return, the children look after the elders.
Yep.
And everybody in between respect the children and the elder.
Wow.
So just something as simple as this. I'm on the BART train. I'm chilling. I'm sitting down or whatever. An old lady, it's around the time kids get out of school. An old lady gets on the train with her grandson. Immediately, somebody stands up.
Wow.
The grandma and the son and grandson sit down. Immediately. I watched it happen multiple times. And the grandma is the one picking the grandson up from school because the parents are providing for the family.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, it's not perfect, but I thought that was like a beautiful and ideal way to have a family set up. Because also what it does, just in my intelligence, is it teaches the child the respect for when they're going to be old.
Yeah. Yep.
So they know how to treat an elder, because the elder's looking out for them. And in return, they want to feel like an adult, so they're looking out for the elder too.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't talk to my granny like that, or like they'll get because also that's damn near like the one raising them, because their parents are out providing.
Yeah.
So it builds a really good relationship for when their parents get older, on how to treat their parents when they get older, and how to instill the family tradition and the family what is it called, traits, and just into their children.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this is gonna be you at some point. So don't treat me bad. Don't treat grandma bad, because it's a cycle. We all going through it, and we all need to help each other because we're a family. And I feel like that's that's what I saw in it, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm an outsider looking at it wrong, but that's how it felt to me. And I felt like it made me sad that I feel like I don't see that in my personal community in America. Because I think we could have that. It's just our level of cohabitation just doesn't blend as well. And maybe it's because of how America has done my demographic, and we're still fighting through some of that stuff. But I would love to be able to start a program or something to help with that, because I feel like some of my sadness wouldn't be sadness if our family moved like that. What I saw in China, because it really touched my heart, bro. I'm just on the BART, like just, you know, riding somewhere. You know, not to mention that they have like little TVs on their BART, not a piece of gum, not a scratch on the screen, nothing. It's just everything's clean, everybody's chilling. An old lady gets up, somebody stands up. I mean, an old lady walks in, somebody stands up. A kid walks in, somebody stands up.
Yeah.
Immediately. Somebody in our age bracket stands up. If they were sitting down, they're up. And it's not even like, oh, who's gonna do it? So just it's somebody immediately does it.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, and I love that, you know.
Sounds like a bunch of commie shit to me.
It is basically because they are, but you know, I did appreciate it. You know, like it was dope. Like I said, I like China. An old lady told me to move out her way, and it made me feel so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was at the Nanshan Temple. I probably told this story before, but I was waiting to get on this gong, and I was standing on these stairs, and this lady, you know, said something in Chinese. I didn't hear her, but I saw her, and I was like, oh shit! Like I moved, and she walked by me. And I asked my friend, my Kenyan friend that speak Chinese, I was like, what'd she say? She said move. I was like, yeah, I was in her way. I should move.
Yeah.
And like, you know, as an American, it's like, that lady was rude. It's
how
like,
dare she?
Yeah, how dare, like she could have just said, excuse me, may you? And, nah, I was in the fuck way, move, bro. Like, fuck you standing in the way for, you know? You know, so that's a thing, you know, so That got me thinking about other stuff now, bro.
Yeah.
So okay. Do you think there's a difference between being sad and being depressed?
Yeah. Well, I think sadness is like a precursor to depression, and sadness is also like a symptom of depression. Like it's all part of it. But I think depressed is really when you're just like not going out, not moving.
It's like Super Saiyan sadness.
Yeah. Yeah. Not eating, not moving, not, you know, just your routines are getting messed up and you're just falling into patterns and you're just really stuck in a hole. Whereas I think sadness is like something that can come and pass, but if it comes and it stays and it gets worse and worse, then that's when it becomes depression.
I feel like that's a great articulation of it. Yeah. That's, like I said, I just wanted to ask the question and I didn't really have no thought behind it, but that's real. Yeah. That's probably definitely what it is. Like sadness is something that you initially feel. Depression is prolonged sadness. Yep. You know, so.
Yeah, I've been through that, and I think it's very. I mean, I've seen people that have been stuck in it way longer and way worse, and like I'm grateful that I've found ways to curb my depression and like not let it take too much of a toll on my life. But you know, that's when sadness really starts to negatively impact your life. I think is a depression when you're just. Start just fucking things up.
How long do you have to be sad to be depressed? Like, where's the cusp?
Okay, well, let me look it up. Actually, I think one of these things I pulled up said something about it.
Yeah, let me know.
Okay. Oh yeah, here, but from the CDC.
Oh, the D.
Sad.
Yeah. That's all the people that had us wearing masks.
Yeah. Fauci. Oh, look out.
Yeah, these guys are geniuses. So let us know what they say.
Okay. You're gonna get us canceled on the SadNESS podcast for bringing up the CDC. No. So it says. It's this bold part right here. It says being sad is a normal reaction in difficult times, but usually the sadness goes away. When a sad mood lasts for 2 weeks or more and interferes with normal everyday functioning, you may be depressed. And then it lists symptoms of depression, which is, you know, feeling sad, empty, hopeless, often or all the time, not wanting to do activities that used to be fun, weight gain or loss, changes in appetite, trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, or sleeping too much, being irritable, frustrated, restless, lack of energy, feeling tired, worthless, overly guilty, trouble concentrating, remembering things or making decisions, and thinking about suicide or hurting yourself, which is the last stop on the depression train. And I think no, it's just, so it's like sadness, like you said, Super Saiyan sadness. Like, it's just
Damn,
when
bro,
it takes
like,
over your life.
Like, I need more answers because how many of those do I have to have to be depressed? Because a few of those hit home, bro. Like, like that was, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 10 bullet points. Like, I think at least 3 or 4 of those. Like, so am I safe from depression? Or am I just sad? Like, I need.
No one's safe from depression. Well, I don't know. I mean, you're here. You got here and you showed up here and we're doing the podcast, which I think is a good sign that you're not.
Good point.
Like,
see, this is why I hang with Spinny, man.
Yeah.
Spinny always has good fucking points, man. Spinny, you're right. Yeah, because I'm not letting it interfere with my day-to-day things.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely still just, see, this is why we had this episode, bro. Because I've been really fucking feeling shitty, bro. Like, I'm in real life feeling shitty, bro.
Anything you want to talk about or not on the podcast? Respect. But.
No, it's just I don't fucking know, bro. Like, that's the fucked up part about it. It's like, I know a little bit part of it, and it's like financial, but like I said, I've made money and lost money and made more money. So
did you go all in at GameStop when it was at 50 and then?
No. I actually with the GameStop shit, bro. I did a mock trade that would have been great.
Oh.
But I like I said, I don't play with, when I do the stock shit. I don't play that funny shit. So people, you can be a I don't care. I like slow and steady for my win the race.
Yeah.
You know, so like I said, financially, I'm better than I've been in the last. I'm better than I've been ever. Financially, like the amount of money I have access to in my control is higher than it's ever been in my life. Double what it's ever been in my life.
Yeah.
But I want it to be double what it is right now.
Yeah. Yep. Don't we all?
and I feel like I could have it there, but I made a mistake at some point, and now I have to work back from the mistake. So like I said, that part it's got me a little down. Like, it's like, damn, I fucked up. We all fuck up. Like, I fucked up. I shouldn't have fucked up.
Yeah.
But like I said, it has to be deeper than that, because like I said, I'm still functioning and things are still going. But I still feel sad a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like, it has to be deeper than just the money. Because like I said, I make money. I've lost money and I've made it back. So I've done that so many times. Like, me losing some money doesn't really. It's like, it sucks. Of course, we all feel it. Like,
well, yeah, I just did taxes and I freaking lost. Like, I'm back to square one basically financially, but I'm okay. I'm still working and like making money. But then on top of that, after the taxes, I got that flat tire like a month ago when I was coming back from LA, and then these scammy ass tow truck companies, I just had to have my credit card locked and they're sending me a new card and I'm sure it was from this company that like wrote down my card information because that was the only way to do it apparently, and I had no other choice because I'm in the middle of nowhere and he's the guy with the tow truck. And frickin' someone tried to charge $750 on my credit card, but they shut it down, thankfully. But I'm just like, God damn. Just financially frustrated. But they're good at catching that, though.
They are pretty good at catching that. And like I said, just in the day and age we are, like, I feel like we all have our bank apps on our phone, and we all check, just because it's like we might want to buy something. And it's like, oh, where am I at financially? So it's like you check it enough, and it's like, hold on, like, I swear I had at least $1,500 in this account. Why is it $700 now? And then you caught it, and it was like 2 days.
No, officer, that battery powered Chindo 9000 wasn't me. It's crazy though. But the money thing, it comes and goes, and I get over that pretty easily. But it's definitely like that triggers it. And then I think with sadness, like when one difficult thing or one thing that makes you like exhausted and sad happens, in my mind at least, like that your brain remembers other things that cause the emotions, kind of like when you like taste some food from your childhood and you have like a memory, or like you smell something that's like unique from somewhere and you have the memory of something. I think it's the same with emotions, where when you start feeling sad about one thing, all the other fucked up shit can just creep back in and hit you.
And that's what I'm saying about how I feel. I feel like, initially it's like, oh, I'm sad because this money thing happened, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not broke, and I don't need to ask anybody for money. I'm not poor. I'm not homeless or anything like that, so I'm chill. But then it's like, I still feel shitty, and it's like, I understand I'm doing something about that. I'm working my way back up. I'm happy that I'm working my way back up, but I still feel shitty, and it's like, I need to figure out what that core sad feeling is, so I can, like, at this point I need to address it. It's like because a lot of it, just being a good father, like, I had to push the shit to the side. My daughter was going through stuff. My daughter is a teenager, and she's becoming an adult, and I can't let my shit let me not be what I need to be for her when she needs it. But now that she's about to go off to college, like, I need to kind of like pinpoint this shit for the rest of my life. I can't use my daughter as a crutch for why I'm feeling this way and not dealing with it.
Yeah.
She can't be my excuse anymore. Like, oh, I was just being a good father, and I know sometimes my daughter gets sad. I can't be sad in front of my daughter because I gotta be, strong for her and stuff. It's like, she's a well-adjusted human going off to college to be a lawyer. Now I need to deal with some of my, sad issues or things that I'm going through.
Yeah, and it's interesting that one of those links we pulled up, it talks about what are the benefits of sadness, and it says, what might sadness be trying to tell us? If we think about our life experiences and the times we felt sad, it is often related to a relationship, a loss, or a major change in our lives. For example, when I left my eldest daughter at college for the first time, I remember feeling tearful and a deep sadness as I returned home. What function did my sadness serve? The sadness I acknowledged communicated to me how very important that relationship was, and that it was another step towards letting go, that my role was changing. And I think, that's an interesting, because it's something similar that you're going through, so that could be like an underlying thing, like changes are happening and, kids growing up, things like that. And it's not necessarily like sad. It's not necessarily a bad thing that you have to just bottle away and avoid. Like, if you're feeling that sadness, it's like you care about your kid. This person in this article is like, you care about my role is changing, but like you said, she's a well-adjusted human going off to be a lawyer. Like, that's freaking awesome. Yeah. But it's just growing pains. Like, things are going to be different.
Yeah, and, my life's going to be a lot different without my daughter being kind of like, somewhat of the focal point.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do a lot of things because of the person I needed to be for my daughter.
Yeah.
And like, part of sadness, I feel like dads don't get a lot of credit, but I, no knock on my baby mama, I love my baby mama, but I know what type of person my daughter's mother is. So as a good father, I need to make sure that I fill in where my daughter's mother lacks. And I hope she was doing the same for me.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's certain things that I didn't allow myself to do because I knew I had to be for my daughter because of who her mother is. So it's like, now I have a little more mental, emotional, and even physical freedom, because there's certain times I couldn't go places because I knew I needed to possibly be somewhere for my daughter.
Yeah.
And I traveled a lot, but like I said, still I stayed close, just in case something random happened, maybe, like I said, maybe something happened to her mother and I need to be there.
Yeah.
So, because like even one time, I was out of town and her mother had some car issues and she was taking our daughter to school and I had to send her money for her car.
Yeah.
To get her tires fixed, because she was like putting air in and I'm like, bro, just see what it is, get the tires, like, I'm not going to be back for it was like a week or two. And I was like, just let me know and I'll cover half of it. I don't remember what, like I said, I ain't gonna act like I'm Superman and I'm just helping like that, but I know I sent her something to help that issue because she was taking our daughter to school at the time, so, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of having a child with someone.
Yeah.
So
change your life.
Yeah.
So think about it. Do you think your first reaction to feeling sad is doing something that actually makes you feel sadder?
Wow. Um, what, probably, because I feel like one thing I catch myself with is when I'm feeling sad, I don't like to go like straight to liquor because like I like to drink, but when I'm feeling sad, I don't want to correlate my sadness with trying to feel better with alcohol.
Yeah.
I drink alcohol when I feel fun, when I'm feeling good, when I'm out with my friends.
Yeah.
So I don't want to correlate fun and depressing feelings.
Yeah.
You know, I want to keep those things separate. I want to make sure that when I drink alcohol, it's because I just want to chill out a little bit, bring my brain down a little bit, you know, dumb it down a little bit so I can just enjoy a moment with my buddies.
Yeah. No, that's the best way. I mean, for me, with the liquor, it's definitely, I never drink it just like, oh, I'm sad, I'm going to drink. But there's been times in my life where there's overwhelming sad stuff going on or just a lot of sadness in my mind and in my heart, my head. And I'll be out with my friends drinking, and then it's just, it makes the next day so much worse. Like the waking up, like I do wake up like depressed sometimes after drinking if I'm out with friends and I wasn't, handling my sadness emotions up until that point, and I just went out and did it anyways. It can definitely, for me, it like can build up. So that's why I do soberness for a while, and I like take breaks, and because I don't know, there's always like some sadness lurking in there, I think.
Yeah, I think we all have some sadness always creeping up behind us. You know, it's like a shadow of sadness. You know, and sometimes it grabs you.
Yeah.
And I don't think I do, but I probably do because I feel like when I'm sad, one of the main things I might do is stay in bed more.
Absolutely. Well, that's when I'm hungover, like the next day, I'll sometimes be in bed all day.
Yeah, see, and I don't think that's good for sadness.
No.
To just kind of chill and be in bed, like not moving, not being proactive, not getting a lot of sunlight, like
that's going on.
Not
the depression
eating
road.
right, just all of those things. So I probably do, but also in that same moment, I can't say that I have in my thought process a way of dealing with my sadness to where it's like, oh shit, I'm sad. I've been in bed all day. Let me go do this to be happier,
Yeah.
or to bring some happiness into my life. So I think that's probably an issue too, like to where I need to have things that I do, like you said, even if it's like working out, because I got dumbbells and shit that I hit every once in a while to maintain my strength and everything. But it's like I probably need to work on that to where I have a go-to thing that makes me happy, and I do that when I'm feeling a little down.
Yeah, well, it's hard. I mean, for me, it's difficult. I hug my cat. That helps sometimes, but I think baby steps are really important too. If you're feeling like, because a lot of the time when I'm sad, I'm like, I know I need to get out, go for a walk, go work out, do something. Got to get out of the house, but sometimes it's just hard to even do that, and then my brain will start going like, oh, like that's not gonna fix this. That's not gonna make me feel better. I just want to go back to sleep. Da 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 da, and that doesn't help anything. I think it's just baby steps, like I said, like not going doing a full workout, but like getting up, like just walking around the house a little bit. Okay, now throw a freaking shirt on, go outside, and little just like focusing on like the little things and the small changes, and you're not just gonna feel better like that, but that's how you start to dig yourself out of that hole, is baby steps, I think.
And just with me, it's like I don't know what I enjoy doing besides like trying to make other people happy. Like, because I feel like I'm a pillar of happiness. So with me being a pillar of happiness, I want to make sure that I share that happiness with other people. So I don't necessarily give myself a space to not be happy when I'm around people. And then I don't think I have anybody I can talk to when I'm not happy that'll not weaponize my sadness later to make me not feel happy. So it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's really something that like you said, I need to discuss. Like you said, maybe I should, find a therapist, find somebody to talk to about it, because like you said, it may be something that can really help me, even with work relationships, with intimate relationships, with the relationship with my daughter. Maybe that can be better also if I can get some of my personal shit dealt with.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. No, it's for me too, and I think, it's one of those things. Like a lot of people I've heard talk about this, like they have difficulty finding a therapist that's right for them. Like that's kind of a process too, and so that's one of like the daunting things about it. But I've heard, once you find someone that you really like, that really can help you, it can work wonders. Just having that outlet and having that option to speak to someone and let things go that are in doctor-patient confidentiality, and you can just air it all out. So do you think that sadness is just a part of life that we all have to deal with, or can you facilitate your life without the lows of sadness?
Damn, that's a deep question, bro. That's a good question. Like, so when I hear that, I hear like, can you orchestrate your life to where not everything goes right, but you don't reach that kind of extended sadness,
Yeah.
not a brief like, man, my grandma's passed, man, I miss my grandma. That's okay, like I said, she passed a long time ago, but you thought about her, and it hurts your heart that she's not here to enjoy some of the things that you guys used to enjoy together, like that. I'm not saying that, but like you said, like to get that low of sadness to where, like I said, it lingers a couple weeks or a week, and it could be borderline depression,
Yeah.
And from my life experience, I'm not gonna say no. I think sadness, life is sadness, life is happiness, life is those peaks and those valleys. It's that utmost happiness and utmost sadness. Like I used to tell people all the time, they like, you idolize these people like the Jay-Z's and the Beyoncé's and the Kanye's and all of these different yays, right?
And the Diddy's.
Yes, and the Diddy's, no Diddy.
No Diddy.
Of the world, because they have money, but it's like they're still human. They still, even if they're billionaires, they still have problems. They have billionaire problems.
Yeah.
And now I understand your problem is that somebody's trying to steal your credit card information after your tire popped on your way home.
God damn it.
But just because they have money don't mean they don't have problems. They just have different problems. They're still humans having a human experience. It just may be at a different financial level, but the stress is even more at that level too, that I don't think people understand and take account for. It's like, because once you make that much money, you're probably taking care of people. And if you fuck up, everybody else you're taking care of is not taken care of anymore.
Mm-hmm.
While we're out here trying to take care of ourselves and maybe a loved one, people at that level are taking care of families.
Yeah.
Multiple families.
Yeah.
And if they fuck up, they might not be able to cover what they're used to covering for people.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy stress load on a human.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if people account for that. So I think sadness is a part of life. Like, it doesn't matter if you're the most successful person in the world, most successful boxer, best shooter ever, Steph Curry. Like, you still have things that you go through. We all go through things. We all want life to be better. So then at a certain point, even if your life is better than someone else's, you want something like that desire. Yeah. You have that desire for to be better, to do better, to have more, to be able to give more.
Yep.
So I think sadness is just a part of life, and we all need to learn how to navigate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you think,
Absolutely. Bro? No, I mean, I think you said it best. I think it, navigating it, recognizing when the emotion is coming, maybe if you can, recognizing why, if not, reminding yourself to take steps to, face the issues that are making you sad, or take steps to just get out, change the scenery, change your routine up a little bit, and something that, can spark joy, or spark like a elevation out of the sadness before you get too deep down that hole.
Yeah, because like one of my things is just like recently, like with people that I care about, I feel like my sadness, they react to my sadness with anger, which
Yeah,
makes
that's a
me,
big one.
which makes me sadder and makes me less likely to talk out my sadness with somebody that I care about.
Yeah.
Because now I'm sad and you're angry that I'm not expressing why I'm sad to you,
Yeah.
and your anger is making me less likely to express why I'm sad to you, and now we have this.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, we have this disconnect in our communication that can terminate our friendship, our relationship, and it's like I'm not helping because I'm not talking, but you're not helping by reacting the way you are to my not talking. So it's like one of us has to break it, but then it's like who has to be more vulnerable, and then it's like
Yeah.
it's a crazy dance.
Yeah, it's tricky as hell.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
man, life be lifing, bro.
Yeah. So what ways do you prevent your sadness from affecting people around you?
What ways do I prevent my sadness absence? Which is horrible.
Yeah.
But probably absence and just like I said, like I said, me personally, I just try to be extra jovial when I interact with people.
Yeah.
And that works until you interact with somebody once every day, once every 2 days. Like when it's somebody that's around you a lot, it's hard to keep up that energy.
Yeah.
When it's somebody that you're close with, but you talk to once a week, you talk to once a month, talk to whenever y'all paths cross, it's easy to be like, oh, hey, buddy, how you, buddy? Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Your kids are good. My kids are good. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
peace. Even when you're shitty, it's easy to do that.
Yep.
But when it's like somebody that calls you every day or you talk to every day or maybe you see every day, it's hard to keep that facade, because that's what it is. Keep that facade up
Yeah.
when you don't feel good.
Yeah.
With somebody that you talk to or that wants to talk to you every day, that wants to, be the reason that you are happy, but you're not happy right now.
Yeah.
I think that's where it becomes a problem, because like I could be happy around anybody.
Yeah.
It's just how long do I have to be happy around you
Yeah.
that'll determine how our interaction is going to be now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I could be going through something real sad, and then it's like, oh, I can snap into it real quick,
Yeah.
because that's my energy. That's who I am.
Yeah.
But it's like, how long do I have to hold this?
Yeah.
How long do I have to hold this strength to be happy so that you see me as the happy person that you know me to be, even though I'm sad right now?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, yeah, when I was in college in a play, one of the things, it was like this big play festival, so there were a lot of different shows. So they had this big meeting where all the actors, directors, everyone were there. And one of the ladies who was leading the program was talking about like leaving things at the door. It's like, whatever happened to you, like you need to leave it at the door when you come in here, because we're about doing this art. You have to be in your role, and like if you're just screwing. And I've kind of taken that with me to like every job I've had, everything. It's like what you said, like you need to be whatever you need to be in that job. Like having control over your own emotions. Like you have the emotions, but how you portray them, and you got to do it, but that can be taxing when it's just over and over and over. And yeah, like I mean, for me, like how you said absence, like that was a big thing for me when, I mean, I'll just say it, when my freaking kid died I was managing this pizzeria at the time, was my job, and that happened. Screwed, that just was a boom, like that just fucked me up, what I mean?
I remember that. I remember getting that call from Brazilian.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and it was just, so it's hell, but I was, so work was like, hey, take as much time as you need, they were super understanding, like all the owners were like, they had family, it was a family-owned business, and they, they had kids, and they were like, oh my God, like, you take as much time as you need.
But you got bills.
Yeah, exactly. So, and so I was, we're moping around, and like family came out, and there was a lot of support, and we were really lucky to have that. But going back in to work, I was like, okay, this is like, I'm going to I'm gonna.
I'm not gonna bring down everybody.
Exactly. But the thing is, everyone at work knew, and every look I would get from it, like no one knew how to react or talk. And I wasn't there crying, but I was just like, hey, like let's go, let's make these pizzas, let's get these orders out, let's get on the phones.
Let's be good for these customers.
Exactly.
Let's do this. Yeah.
And it was just like, but it was just like, oh, like everyone could see there's like this dark cloud over me, you know. And so that, you know, I'm not stupid, like I can pick up on stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, like this is just making me feel even worse. And then there was one night, it was like the night I knew I just got to quit. Like some customer came in and was complaining about this and that, and there was just a couple of pissy customers in a row in the middle of a rush, and we were understaffed, and I was just like, okay, here's your money back. I was like, I fucking quit. I didn't make it big and dramatic like that, but I was just, end of the night, I'm like, wrap up. I'm like, that's it. I'm done with it.
I gotta figure something else out.
I can't do this shit. Like, I'm here trying to like figure out how to deal with everyone else knowing that I'm feeling this insane sadness. I'm keeping it together, and then on top of that, I'm trying to be Mr. Nice Guy with these moronic fucking customers. And just like, fuck, man. But I made some really good, there's people I still talk to from this day that worked at that pizza shop, that cool ass people, and like were super supportive, and like I made some really good friends up there, and I think, and those were people I could talk to about it. Like, one of my friends, she had a kid, and she was just like super empathetic and like really helpful about the stuff, and a couple other buddies up there too were just like, no one knows how to deal with that when you like drop some news like that on them. It's like, oh Jesus, like this guy's going through it, like how is he gonna be, like is he gonna flip out, you know what I mean, like is he gonna snap?
On some real shit, bro, like you said, because how do I want to put this? You know who I'm at when I record, right?
Yeah.
You know his son.
I think I did hear about that.
Yeah. And that phone call was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, that's somebody I'm with all the time, and I was just with his son that just visited us.
Jesus.
And I called, and I'm like, I just had to be honest. I said, bro, I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah.
He said, bro, what could you say?
Exactly.
He said, but you called. He said, thank you.
Yep.
Cause like, it's like, what can I say? Like I said, I'm pretty sure your coworkers felt the same way. Like, what do I say to this guy? Like, do I act like it didn't happen? Do I tell him that I feel his pain? And I clearly don't, because I haven't experienced this, so like, what do I say? And I don't think humans really know what to say in those niche situations where
when
things
you have no idea what the person's and that's the same for me with a lot of other horrible things that happen to people. It's like we all have that. It's just like, it's just showing up, like you said. It's just calling, giving a hug. Like what got really rough was like the delayed effect of people hearing about it and just getting like, I'm sorry, and like I finally get it out of my mind, and then someone calls like, hey, I'm sorry to hear what happened. Fuck, I was just not thinking about it, but here it's back. So that was a fun year and a couple years, but freaking no, but you can't fault people for that, because no one knows how to deal with that type of shit.
Then that's what I'm saying. Like my friend, she just lost her mother, and I was talking to her, and one of her big things is like, I'm tired of having the same conversation with people. Like you said, it's like you said, people in waves find out about it. And then they call you and bring up the feeling you had when you first found out about it, because you were probably the first person to find out about it. And then there's this wave of people who care. But you
just got to show up and do something nice. You don't have to bring shit up. Just be like, hey, what's up? How you been? And that's like, what most of my friends hit, like, when I see people again, it's like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And we don't turn it into a whole thing. Like, I don't want to turn it into a whole fucking thing and bring the whole mood down, but it's there, and, air a little bit out and then move on.
And that, like I said, because I'm a very, like, in-person type of person. Like, I appreciate in-person shit. Like, even in, like, relationships. Like, don't text me all the fucking time. Text me all the time. Call me all the time. Whatever, But what you're really going to get real points for is just being in front of me. You don't even have to be in front of me, but being in the same building as me, you could be upstairs doing homework or doing some other work, but me being able to just peek in and be like, You know, like that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Rather than us being on video chat.
Yeah.
All day. Like, that doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Me being able to come, like, just smack you on the ass and then run out the room. Like, that's the type of person I am. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be.
Thanks for doing that, by the way. That actually cured my sadness in that situation when you came through and did that. I'm kidding, folks. I'm joking.
See, bro, I heard what you said on the Matureness episode. I watched the Matureness episode.
Fuck. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a stern conversation after this fucking this episode is over, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go watch Matureness and everything that happened in there. Well, Alex was here, as you saw, too. So
Yeah. You didn't see the shades? Yeah,
Yeah.
I was here. I was a little bit lighter. I had better knockers, but you know, I was here. And I was high, and I had a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
that was
so
me.
tatted.
Yes.
You were lovely
Yeah,
with the
I got
tats.
them removed like 50 Cent. You know, it's like I want to go corporate, so I took off all my tattoos from the Matureness episode. But I don't know. I might put them back one time. You know, that Wario joint.
Yeah.
You know, I really like that.
That was fire.
Yeah. So I might get it back. You know, you never know. Shout out to my husband, Tom. Call back.
Pause.
No Diddy. Oh, my bad. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I wanted to stay on that point for a little bit.
Yeah.
But like you said, people don't know how to really deal with those situations, and I'm a real like in person type of guy. So like you said, when I saw our mutual friend, I just, like you said, I had that quick conversation with him. But when I saw him, I just hugged him.
Yeah.
And that's the type of guy I am. Like I said, because like I said, I'm so big on happiness that I understand sadness.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just bring up like, oh, my condolences.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that this happened to you. I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
I want to just.
And it's like everyone's programmed to do that in some weird way. So many people, like, I don't know. I get when I hear, I've had people that have had losses, and I don't do that shit. I just like when I see them, I just like give them a big old hug and be like, "How you doing, bro? Like, let's have a fucking beer."
I embrace it. That's what I'm saying. I want to put positive energy into you because, like I said, it still happened.
Yeah.
And you're still going. And like I said, grief is not something that like, okay, I'm over it now.
Yeah.
That's something he's going to have to hold and deal with.
Yeah.
For the rest of his life.
Same. Yeah. It's like, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's like when some little shit, in a way, having something that horrible makes it a lot easier to deal with dumb little shit. But then at the same time, dumb little shit that makes you sad
can
like,
trigger
it, and then it's like all the fucking shit comes back, and it's like, fuck, man, you know. So I think it's, but with time, things do get better, and just show up for people.
Yeah. And we're talking about all of this stuff, bro. Like I said, I'm glad we're getting this out because like this is really like a therapy session for me, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's why I wanted to do this sadness episode, right? Yeah. So, what are healthy ways to deal with sadness, bro? Because you've obviously experienced some tragic sadness. So, what are healthy ways? What do you think?
Drinking a fuck ton, using a lot of drugs.
I tried a couple of those.
No. Yeah, definitely. I mean, getting outside, changes of scenery are important. Seeing new places, I think.
Seeing new places.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing new places, meeting new people. I mean, after I left that job, I wasn't doing it for a year. I was abusing stuff. I was drinking a lot. I was drinking a lot of cough syrup. It was weird, but it was just a bad time. But I got another job, and at that job, I went. Nobody freaking knew me. I did not bring my story to any. It was like a whole new, like a clean slate, fresh start. And so I think a change of scenery, whether it's career wise, city wise, groups of friends, like just hang out with new people and you know, just go like. And then leave it at the door, you know, leave the sadness at the door and just be open to embracing new experiences. And the sadness is still going to be there. It's going to come back. But I think going and expanding your horizons and expanding your circles and life experiences is just the best thing you can do. Because, doing that, I mean, my buddy, the guy who hired me he was a super cool dude. And I don't think you ever met him, but you might at some point, and I'm not going to go into too many details about who he is, but he was the guy that I worked under, And me and him were pretty tight for like the whole year, just in this corporate office doing the corporate thing. And I found out like towards the end of it that he like parties and is like kind of cool, but he's super low key about it. And so me and him, like when I was finally gonna move back down here, I was like, dude, I'm leaving, but like it's been great. Like we should have a little kick it, you know. And so me and him hung out and we talked, and it turned out he had gone through a similar thing to what I went through. With his, and he has some kids since then, but the first one, it was that similar situation.
Yeah.
And we both, and like neither of us knew this about each other for like the whole year, but we got to know each other really well, just as like bros.
Yeah.
And then then we kind of like opened up. I was like, yeah, bro. So like right before I started working here, this is what happened.
Yeah.
And like he was like, oh my god, and he told me a bunch of crazy stuff, and like, yeah, it was just, I don't know. I think, you know, getting close with people and not letting whatever's causing your sadness run your whole life, as difficult as it can be, because it is going to run your life for a while when something like that happens. But eventually, you know, finding ways to move past that, not letting that fully define you. It does define you in a way. It's part of your experience, but it's not all of
It's
you.
not who you are.
Yeah.
You know?
So, you know, staying positive, you know, not staying positive like fakely, but seeking.
Yeah, don't do the facade.
Yeah.
You know, don't do the facade. Like we all do the facade, but when there's some serious shit that happened to you, we have to address it, because it's just gonna keep coming up. You know, so you don't want a facade on real issues, like, you know, my brother and my bro, Spinny, had to go through in his life. You know, like that specific issue, like you gotta attack it. You know.
Yep.
You know, so yeah. I agree with you, because I think me traveling the way that I did when I was younger probably pushed off some of my, like, you know, depressy feelings.
Yeah.
Because I was always, like you said, I was seeing new things and experiencing new things, you know, and I did it often, to the point where like I used to travel, right? And the thing was, like, I always had to bring something back for my daughter, because I wouldn't tell my mom, my dad, anybody I was going out of town. But I would always tell my daughter.
Okay.
So my daughter knew where I was going, when I was leaving, and when I was coming back. Every time I left.
Yeah.
Only other person that probably knew when I was like traveling a lot was the person who was either dropping me off or picking me up.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anybody. It just seemed like, oh, Alex is gone.
Yeah.
And that's only if they called me in the pocket that I was gone. Yeah. That they knew I was gone.
Yeah.
You know? But I always told my daughter, so I used to always bring her something back. And initially, I used to bring her back T-shirts. Every time I brought her back T-shirts. And then it was like 2 years of me doing this, 3 years of me doing this, and she was like, Dad, stop bringing me T-shirts. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I love bringing you back shit from my trips, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why would you take that joy from me? Yeah. She's like, because she's my daughter. She's like, Dad, eventually I'm just going to grow out of the T-shirts, and I don't have the T-shirts. So bring me back something else. So then we like landed on mugs. And now my daughter has like a dozen fucking mugs from places that I've been, that I've brought her mugs back. And nice. Like I said, we're doing the SadNESS episode, but this is something that was so funny and I love. Like, I cherish this specific moment I had with my daughter in my life. So, like I said, I went to New Orleans, I went to Oklahoma, I went to Houston, I went to a bunch of places and brought her back mugs from these places, right? And then I went to China. Yeah. And when I went to China, I brought her back a Beijing cup and a Shenzhen cup. And I came to her. She was, what was that? That was 2017. My daughter was fucking like 11. She was like 11, right? Like 10 or 11. I came back and I was like, baby, now you have 2 China cups. And you know what she said to me?
What?
She said, Dad, I have 12 China cups. And I thought that was so fucking genius, bro. Like, she killed me with that, bro. I was like, you're right. All of it, probably at least 95% of those cups were made in China.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I thought that shit was so fucking dope that my little 11-year-old daughter, I brought her back 2 cups from China. I just came back from China And
You've
I
always
give her
been bringing her cups from China. Yeah.
yeah.
It says it on the bottom.
That was her. That was her take from that.
That's funny.
And that was fucking. Like I said, that's a moment in my life that I remember having that I cherish. And I don't even know if my daughter knows how much I cherish it, but I cherished her critical thinking because I worked on her with her critical thinking on how to get things done and how to deal with problems and things of that nature. And the fact that she observed her cups probably said made in China on them before, and then I brought her back China cups, and that's her initial thought.
Yeah.
It's like, Dad, all my cups are from China.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Yeah, you want some McDonald's? Let's go get some fries and ice cream, you know?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's ways to deal with stress, deal with sadness, I should say.
Yeah.
I definitely think moving around definitely helps. Like different scenery, talking to new people.
Yeah.
Because that's what I said earlier. Didn't I say environment?
Yep.
And I believe that on healthy ways to deal with sadness is changing your environment. Just go somewhere, somewhere inexpensive, and then talk to the locals.
Yeah.
You'll be amazed how helpful and loving a stranger is.
Yeah.
Especially when people can kind of sense you're a little down. Oh, you're not from around here, huh? Well, how you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, would you want a drink? Like you never like people.
Yeah.
People. There still are people like that in this world.
Oh, yeah.
You just gotta go out and experience it. It may not be in your your comfort zone, but find a outside of your comfort zone that you can afford and just go be cordial.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed what can happen when you're just cordial.
Yeah.
And like I said, and maybe that could be your therapy session. That person don't know you, so they can't really judge you.
Yeah.
Maybe you let a little bit out for them. Y'all get a good rapport. Y'all got a couple drinks in y'all, and you like, man, I'm going through a lot right now, bro. Yeah. Oh, well, let me know. They gave you the floor.
Yeah.
Maybe you let it out right there, and they let you know life's not that bad, bro.
Yeah.
You're good. I'm gonna buy you a drink.
Yep.
And you got it out, and now it's out. And that person's never gonna see you again, or maybe you get their number, but that's a stranger.
Yeah.
And you were able to get that hurt out of yourself.
Yeah.
And somebody that you never fucking knew and might not ever see again helped you with that. And I know it made them feel good to be able to be a human for you in that moment.
No, absolutely. That something, kind of crazy happened along those lines. Like after I was dealing with my situation, and I was just at this bar that was near my house, and freaking, I don't know how it got brought up, but this lady just like dumped like some really heavy stuff on the family stuff that she was dealing with on me. And it was like she had a sixth sense that I was going through what I was going through. And I don't think I was like out there bringing it up. I was there with my other friend, and like we were having a good time. And then this lady was like, hey, like, so this situation, da 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 da. And like, she's like, what would you do about this? And I kind of like weighed in on my 2 cents of like how I was getting through. And then it gave me another perspective on how to deal with my sadness and like my present condition was like hearing hers and like giving her the advice as like this outside other person that I don't really know. It was like I kind of gave her advice that I like heard myself say it and was like, and I should be doing this too, kind of thing,
Yeah, and that's how I am. I give people great advice that I don't take.
I did end up taking it though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of, and lately that's what I've been working on is taking my great advice, because I have great advice because I'm a collector of information and knowledge.
Yeah.
But I feel better helping others than I do helping myself. So I've noticed that I will go out of my way to make sure somebody else is doing better than I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I need to take some of my own advice and apply it.
Yeah.
Because I do know that this works, but I'm so worried about making sure other people are doing better, because I feel like I'm going to be okay regardless because of my mental resolve. But I still can't just shit on myself and help others.
Yeah.
So I personally never do this, but I want to ask you, because like I said, I feel like you've been through a lot in life. Like we both have, but we deal with life differently.
Yeah.
Does crying ever help alleviate sadness for you?
I think so. I think it's important. But, like, going back to the thing earlier about being a man in this society, I learned the hard way. Don't ever freaking do it in front of people.
Okay.
That's not a therapist, at least for me.
Okay.
But, no, I do. I have noticed that I think it's like your body, it's like a release. Like, after you let that out, those tears come out, it is, like, it doesn't make everything go away, but there is, like, the tightness that was there that caused it. It's like this tightness builds up, and then you're just like, ugh. And then it freaking afterwards, you're like, whew. And sometimes when it's really bad, I'll be fucking crying, like, just looking like a total mess, ugly crying. I don't know if you know the term. It's just when you're like, ugh, like you just look disgusting and you're crying and you get freaking snot coming out and everything. But no, after that, you know, sometimes I'll like start laughing, like, because it's like, holy shit, I just cried so much, and then I just fucking start laughing, and it's like a change in mood. And that's not gonna happen every time you cry. Sometimes you're just gonna cry and still feel shitty, but I think it does, like, physiologically, I think it does release something.
Yeah. While you were talking, I was thinking, bro. And I literally have not cried since I was a child.
Really?
Like, literally. Like, I remember my best friend, RIP I was at his funeral trying to cry, bro. I remember feeling, because I feel so hurt, I wanted to cry.
Yeah.
And I couldn't cry.
Wow.
And just listening to you talk and thinking about it, bro, I think the last time I actually cried is when my mother's mother died.
Damn.
And that was when I was like 10.
Wow.
And that's over 20 years for the people who don't know.
Yeah. We're old.
Yeah. I don't think I've cried, like, actually dropped a tear in a moment of happiness, sadness, or anything. I don't think I've cried since then.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if that's healthy, if that's strength, if that's what, but like I said, I can't pinpoint a time of me crying, because I remember that moment, because we had, my grandmother was sick, right?
Yeah.
And she was living in Oklahoma, and we all went out there, like my whole family. I was playing with my cousins. It was so fun. My first cousins, you know. Yeah. I was playing with my first cousins in my grandmother's house. We went and seen her at the hospital and everything, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember being at my grandmother's house, me and my cousins running around happy, right? Yeah. And my mom, my uncle and everything walks the door, but, you know, I'm a kid. All I see is my mom, you know? Yeah. And my mom's walking in with the shit that I know was at my grandmother's hospital room.
Yeah.
You know? And as a kid, just being ignorant to how things go, I'm like, oh shit, y'all bringing her shit back. She's coming back, right?
Oh, yeah.
And in that moment, my mother lets me know that my grandmother passed. Mm. I literally fell out.
Yeah.
In that moment. Because I couldn't even fathom that. She was sick. People go to hospitals and they leave all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And then you guys are bringing back my grandmother's shit.
Yeah.
So my grandmother's okay and she's coming home. That's why we all came out here to be happy and give her some good energy and shit, you know, so she can come home.
Yeah.
And she passed, and I dropped, and my mother told me to get up, and I got up in that moment when I was so hurt. And like I said, no knock on my mom, but I think she lost her mother.
Yeah.
You know? So she was going through something, and that was just her reaction to me falling out. And she told me to get up, and I got up, and I stopped. And I think that's the last moment that I actually cried about anything.
Wow.
Because that shit hit me so hard. Because like I said, just being a kid, and I was like, because it took me from like, oh, my grandmother's sick, but, you know, she talked to us and stuff. Like, she wasn't like zombed in there, you know, like she was talking and shit. So I was playing and having fun with my cousins, and then I see her stuff. And it's like, I went from, oh, I'm having fun. Like, you know, my grandmother's sick. Yeah. Oh, I'm having fun with my cousins. Oh, my grandmother's stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and that can really have an effect on you, you know? Mm-hmm. And
yeah, when it's such a drastic shift too in the emotion.
Yeah, because like I said, because it fucked me up, because it boosted me up and then dropped me all the way.
Yeah.
You know, so because like I said, that was my first. I'm like, oh shit, they're bringing her shit back. Yeah, grandma's gonna be here, and she can cook us something, and we can all chill with grandma.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't that situation. And what's crazier, I've never told anybody this. What's crazier about it is my grandmother's birthday. My grandmother is an Aries, and I'm an Aries. My grandmother ended up passing on her birthday.
Wow.
In the madness of all of this going on, and we're visiting from California, you know, like I said, it's me, my sister, like all my cousins, like some of my cousins live out there, but my other cousins is out there with my uncle, and then my other auntie that live out there but live somewhere else. Like we're all like here, and now it's like we need to figure shit out. So they ended up planning her funeral on my birthday.
Oh my God.
So her funeral was on my birthday.
Wow.
And then like they did it, and then they kind of didn't realize they did it until after they did it, and then they came to me as like a 10-year-old, was like, how do you feel about it? I'm like, it's okay. You know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know, and then that happened, you know. And what's crazy is I don't remember shit that I got for my birthdays. If you ask me what I got for any of my birthdays, I can't tell you. I know what I got for that birthday because I only got one thing.
What?
And it was a Super Soaker 60. It was green and purple. My auntie Nett bought it for me.
Nice.
And I remember that, like, I want that shit on my wall. It's probably, I probably could find it on eBay or something, but that Super Soaker has so much significance to my life.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing I remember getting when my grandmother passed.
Wow.
You know? And it's just shit like that like you said, little things can trigger your sadness, but then also you can turn it into a happiness thing, you know? So it's like, it's a very intriguing thing to think about.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for me it's crying anyways. I mean, I'm not going to go into like details of, you know, the situation, but there's definitely like, I mean, there was times for work where I would return to the hospital where all the shit happened, and I would be there and like, I want to, as I drive up to the hospital, it's like the same drive coming up of the day of like one of the saddest days of my life, but I would be going in there to do work, and so I couldn't just be crying. Like I bottle it up, but but I do have to like, I would be in the parking lot after the job just fucking like, and then just fucking clean up and be like, all right, okay, back to back to the routine.
Back to
yeah,
my partial facade, my mask for my money.
Yeah, and it's, I think, so I think crying does it for me. It helps, but I can't just let it out in the exact moments anymore when it's really getting hit, and then it kind of just creeps up on me later and hits me later. But no, go ahead.
Oh, no. I want you to finish, and then you just sparked a thought in my brain, so I want to.
Yeah, well, that was pretty much it. Like, I think bottling up and like sometimes like movies, there's like certain movies I'll watch that like I've seen before, but I'll freaking cry during the movie. But I won't cry like in front of people usually. But if I'm watching it on my own, it'll like remind me of some shit, and then I'll just be like, but then it's like I do kind of feel like there's something better afterwards. It's like getting over a hump, kind of. It's like letting something go.
That's that man sadness. Like you said, you can't actually express it, And I'm probably worse off than you because I bottle it up, and I can't even let God see it. That's how I feel about it.
But even God cries, like one of my favorite.
Wow. Why do you keep calling back?
I just love bringing up your songs. Check out God Cries on Spotify by Alexander the Great.
Oh my God, bro. You're killing me, bro.
It was a good song. I liked it.
You made me go listen to it, bro.
Yeah.
Sad. I was fucking fake ass singing. That was before autotune was so big.
Even God cries.
Even God cries, man. God damn, bro.
Yeah. So God won't mind seeing you if you need to at some point. You're no less of a man to cry. It's just society. It's like, if you're around people, it might, I had to learn there can be repercussions for letting all your emotions out in that way as a man, like the weakness and stuff. But I don't think it makes you weak as a man. to cry or, when you do.
Damn, Spinny. See, I needed this talk, man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Spinny. How can sadness turn into something worse? Like anger or other emotions that can like lead to destructive actions. Like what do you think? Talk to me.
Well, if you start crying right now, that's going to piss me off, and I'm going to kick you out of my house and knock over the cameras and break everything. No, I think
you're such a horrible friend.
No, stop it. I think
call back.
Yeah, call back. No, I think kind of like what we've been talking about with the bottling up, especially, and maybe not necessarily like not crying. I mean, I don't know. Everyone has their own way of dealing with stuff. But I think not acknowledging, like just trying to fully do the facade and even doing the facade to yourself, that sadness, it's like what Yoda said in Star Wars Episode 1. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. I think sadness can lead to anger, which can lead to worse and worse, and then you start having all these negative emotions within you and unleashing them on the world in a way that's going to possibly be detrimental to yourself in the long run. So I think, I think it's very easy if you don't talk to people, if you don't actively try to, face these emotions and this sadness, it can grow into something bad within you. So that's my thoughts on that question.
Yeah, I think a lot of us don't know what we want from life. We just want more.
Yep.
Which is very like parasitic.
Yeah.
And I don't want us to live parasitically.
Yeah.
So I think some of the shit that will alleviate some of our sadness is getting clarity on what we actually want from life.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can want something from life and still get more. But if you don't know what you want from life, you don't know what you're going to get from life.
And it's never enough.
True.
Yeah.
True. And that's how I live, bro. That's kind of fucked up. Because I feel like nothing I do will ever be enough. I feel like I'm on a never-ending journey of more. Because I want to do more, be more, and have more for my people. For my lineage, for everybody that I love, for everybody that encounters me. I want everybody that encounter me to be better than they were when they met me. And the only way I can do that is to keep growing forever. So I feel like I'm personally in a journey of the void of happiness because I'm always going to be looking for a better way to serve.
Wow. Well, you're enough. If you need to hear that.
But I don't feel that way, bro. I feel like I need to always be and do more, bro.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel as a person. As a human, I feel like I can always be better. I should be better. I can do better.
Yeah.
I'm better than this.
And that's good, but it can't become a negative thing that you're not doing enough, because I think, like you said, in the progress that you've made in your life and things that you've done and things you've accomplished, like, it's nothing to, ignore or be like, that's not enough. I think it is good to want to grow and want to be more and do better. I think that's healthy for everyone, but I don't think thinking that you're not enough is necessarily, going to help you to achieve that growth. You know what I mean? Like, I think recognizing that you are enough for the things that you've done, and there's still more you want to accomplish. And like you said, wanting things in life,
you
wanting specific, what do you want out of life, kind of thing.
You know what? I need to write this down. My favorite prophet that y'all heard about on the propheticness episode. My favorite prophet said this, bro, and it hit when he said it, but I didn't hold on to it. And my favorite prophet, Shot Guy Chef Curry, he said this. He said, "I have nothing left to prove, but more to accomplish."
There you go. Yep.
And I thought that was so fucking profound. Cause when he said it, I was like, yeah, like I've done so much shit. Like I don't have anything else to prove to anybody. People know I can do shit. I can get shit done.
Yeah.
But I still wanna do some more stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And I probably need to hold on to that more than I've been holding on to it. Is that I have nothing left to prove, but I have more to accomplish.
Absolutely. Because we got time. We got time to accomplish things.
Yeah. Because that's one thing I feed to people, you know? When they feeling a little somber, feeling a little down, I'm like, man, if you're still alive, you have time to change.
Mm-hmm.
When you're gone, there's no more time to change. But while you're here, there's still time. Whether it be an hour, whether it be a day, whether it be 10 years, you have time. Use it.
Absolutely. Well, some final thoughts before we get out of here. Here at Ness Culture, we believe that whoever you are, whatever you're doing, you're out with your friends, your family, your loved ones, you're doing something you like. Choose sadness. Think about your regrets. Think about all the things that you wish you could have done. What? Oh. Choose sadness. Always choose sadness. When you move to a new town, you're making new friends, think about how maybe one of your old friends betrayed you, how things could go wrong again. Be worried. Choose sadness in every moment. I don't know. I wanted to start doing
hey everybody, this is the What's Your Ness podcast. We just scared me Malcolm.
Oops.
And Alex Great, owner of Ness Culture. Ness Culture funds this, and one of the Ness for Ness Culture is happiness. So
we're going back to that. That's good. Well, that's good, I think, for this episode.
Yeah.
I was just trying to stay on theme, and I kind of wanted to take more initiative since you were, talking about how I was saying weird stuff. I wasn't wearing the Ness shirt on the last one or whatever. So
yeah.
Okay. So happiness. You want to happiness?
Happy. So you guys. Woo, shit. This is our final thoughts, and we just did an episode about sadness. Me and Spinny were very vulnerable in this episode, and I hope you guys appreciated it because we understand that me and Spinny have gone through things, but we're not the first or last humans to go through these things. So we wanted to make sure that we had an episode to where y'all understand that we're two guys having a human experience just like you, and we love you, and we want you to, every time you're in the mode and you're letting that sadness leak into that 2-week mode to where it can get to depression. At that moment, right there in that moment, I want you to choose happiness. Do not allow sadness to win. Do not allow sadness to defeat you. We want you to choose happiness every time. And that's why we do this podcast. We do this podcast to bring happiness into your life. And that's why we were very vulnerable today and let you guys know some of the things that we go through as men, as humans, as just people. We want you to understand that you're not the only one. You're not the only one. You are not alone. Choose happiness. You have the choice to choose happiness. We all feel sadness. Don't think that you're alone. You're not alone in your sadness. I'm one of the happiest people know. And that's why I wanted to do this episode, to let y'all know I go through shit too. I'm sad too. I just don't let my sadness affect other people's happiness because I care that much about your happiness. Please for me, every moment you're in your sadness, and like I said, you can dwell in it a little bit and really reflect on what brought you to this sadness, but I want you to never allow it to turn into depression and always choose happiness, because that's what me and Spinny are here for. That's why I'm here. That's why my guy Spinny is here. It's for you guys to come here, laugh, learn, love, and choose happiness.
Beautiful. I agree.
Yeah.
And sorry about the thing I said before. I was going out on a limb.
Yeah. It's okay, Spinny. I'm still here for you guys.
Thanks. All right, well, we're going to go cry. Time is I don't know what time it is, but I think we're going to get out of here now. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here. Alex, thank you for being vulnerable with me as well.
Yeah, I appreciate some of the things you said, bro.
Yeah,
it really struck a chord with me, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna say this before we get out, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but we have this AI thing do our clips, right? But I still have to go over it and make sure that the AI is not stupid, you know? Because as much as y'all think computers are smarter than us, they still do stupid shit. They don't understand us like that.
Yeah.
So I have to go through the clips. And I promise you, bro, I'll be down and I'll go through our clips and just be like adjusting the words and it makes me happy, bro. Just to see me and you interaction, the interactions we have with our guests, bro. It brings happiness to my life. To like I said, it's fucking tedious to go through those clips.
Yeah.
But when I watch them, they make me happy.
I know. No, I agree. It was fun going through it when we were down there in LA, and I like going through them too, and just seeing what gets posted and rewatching some of these. It's been fun. I've been enjoying it. We got many more to come.
Yeah. So. Like I said, so I definitely think we're gonna do this for a long time because I did it to create content for myself, but I didn't realize how much it was going to affect me emotionally, and I feel like this is good for. I don't talk.
Yeah.
To people about things.
Yeah.
So us just talking about things and you being my guy and me being comfortable talking to you about things, this has been very therapeutic for my life. And I appreciate this podcast for being that for me.
Yeah. For me as well, man.
Yeah.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, bro.
And so we're gonna get out of here, I think. But tune in next time. We might have more dick jokes. I don't know. We'll see. Wasn't too many dick jokes today. But we'll see. All right, y'all take it easy and tune in on the next one.
Yeah, fuck those sad people.
Bro. I actually don't ever feel sadness. I'm a sociopath. Yeah. We're totally appealing to this market.
Sociopath, bro? Oh man, I'm a fucking what's a psychopath?
Oh, you're full on.
Yeah, so we're on the right path.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck. Once again, I forgot to. It has to cut. Okay, now it's cutting.
I had to piss.